Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of Algebra 2 Honors. Good to have everybody back. It's been a while, and I don't know if this writing quadratic functions, if that tickles some brain cells back there, if there's a hint of remembrance from all that time ago, 10 days or whatever it was we were last in class. So what do we know about the vertex form of a quadratic function? What do we know about the vertex form of a quadratic function? What does that look like? What does vertex form look like of a quadratic function?
It's squared.
Pardon me?
It's squared.
It's squared, And what does the equation for it look like? Okay, if you have trouble remembering, it sounds like, let me write it down for you. It's f of x equals a on the x minus h squared plus k. Does that look familiar in any way, shape, or form to you? Okay, it says identify parameters. You ever heard of parameters? What those are?
I've heard the word.
You've heard the word, yeah.
Can't quite remember.
It's a word that's kind of hard to translate to other words, but it kind of broadly means like conditions or conditions. What are the conditions? In this case, our parameters are identified by what is the answer to the question. What is A? H is another parameter, and K is the third parameter. So these are the three parameters of a vertex form of a quadratic function that we use. Parameters. And you know what A and H and K do, don't you? A does what? What does A do to the quadratic function?
Doesn't it decide if it opens up or down?
That's okay. Decides if it opens up or down, Jay said. Very good. What else does it decide?
Slope.
Well, yeah, it's a slope. It's analogous to the slope.
Like if it's thin or wide.
Yeah, the thinness or wideness, the narrowness or width of the parabola is what's controlled there. So it has those two things contained within it. Very good, gentlemen. What about H? What does H do?
Up or down? I think it's left.
Yeah, the H will shift left or right, and the K will do what?
Up or down.
Shift up or down. So those are your parameters, so that's what we're looking at. And in this exercise set, we're doing two things here. We're evaluating for two conditions here. One is that the answer to the question, what things do you need to create a quadratic function? Well, there are two possibilities here. In the first case here, we need a vertex plus one other point. And in the second case here, we're going to start examining today, is this one here, 2, where we need to have an axis of symmetry, and that's going to be an equation, x equals h, that value there. And also 2 points besides our axis of symmetry. So we're going to learn how to do. Now, we've already done this case 1 quite a bit in this class. So we're really going to be, I just hope, reinforcing what we've done so far. So now what I'm going to do is segue into a concrete example of case 1. And here's the example that we're going to use right here. We're going to use this point for a vertex and this other point, 2, 3. So in this case, we have h is equal to 3 and k is equal to 4. Does that make sense? And so if we take the equation here, f of x equals a, and I want to just put x minus h squared plus k, we're going to just substitute in for h and k right here. So to do that, we're going to put f of x equals a times x minus h, and h is 3, squared plus k, and k is 4. Yeah, thank you, Jade. And so now that's what we have. And so here we have employed the vertex. What else do we need to, where do we need to go next on this guy? Yeah, the other point. So we're going to take this other point here, and we're just going to put it in place for what we have here. And how do we substitute values into this equation using this other point?
3 is the f of x, and then 2, the x goes into the x in the parentheses.
Okay, you got, this is what Jaden is telling me to do. Tell me if he's lying to me or not. Is Jaden lying to me or not? Is Jaden lying?
No.
No, he's not. Not this time.
I don't lie, Mr. G.
All right, Jaden. Jaden, you do great.
Thank you.
All right, so now we just go ahead and we can just solve for a now, right? We have one equation with one unknown. So what's 2 minus 3?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. And what's negative 1 squared?
Negative. Positive.
Positive 1. So we get 3 is equal to 1a, and I'm just going to write 1a like a, plus 4. And so now we can solve for a by subtracting 4. So we get a is equal to negative 1. And now what we do, and I'm changing the color here, is we take this a that we've solved for here, and we plug that back in to here. And that ends up becoming our answer. So now we just write this, I'm writing it now on the left as f of x equals, we have negative 1. Now we see negative 1, what we can do is just leave a negative sign in place of negative 1. Does that make sense? And then we're going to put x minus 3 squared plus 4. And there's one other thing we can do, is we can take our point and plug it back in here to see if it works out. So if we plug in 2 for x, we're going to have 2 minus 3, or negative 1 squared, which is 1. So we'll have negative 1 plus 4 is equal to 3. Check. So this is going to be our correct answer for this one. All right, so any questions about that? Are you okay? Kim, are you okay on this?
Yeah.
What about you? Are you okay? Oh, you're finished, Jade? Okay.
She already had to take a test.
Well, with her, she's a pre-calculus student, and she took a pre-calculus test she didn't make up, so she has like an incomplete, and so she's taking that. She's getting her grade squared away, so she can get her credit in pre-calculus. All right. All right, any questions on this one? Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you another example that I want you to work individually, and then I'm going to make a random selection for somebody to help me with that. And so here's the other one. Try this one here, this vertex and this other point. And I'll choose somebody shortly. Okay, let me go ahead and spin the wheel on this guy here. Okay, here we go. Let me Peyton. All right, Peyton. Good job. All right, Peyton, what do we got here?
I got f of x equals a, open parentheses, x minus 1, close parentheses, plus 2.
Okay, is everybody okay on this first step here? Okay? All right, Peyton, go ahead. Good job.
Negative 3 equals a, parentheses, 2, minus 1, close parentheses, squared, plus 2.
Okay?
I got negative 3 equals a plus 3.
I got a plus 2 when I did it.
I got a plus 3. Oh, yeah, I got plus 3. Oh, yeah, this one.
Okay, is it going to be this way? Is that what you got, Kim? Is this right? Peyton, is this right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. I'm glad you're helping each other. Good job. Okay. Then, what next?
A equals negative 1, right? Only a negative 5.
Okay, so now what do we have? Are we ready to get our final solution here?
Yes, I think so.
So what is that going to be?
F of x equals negative 5 parentheses, x minus 1, close parentheses, squared, plus 2.
Okay, and then we can test in here to see if that works out, right? Right? So if we plug in like 2, so we get 2 minus 1, that's 1 squared, that's 1. So that's going to be negative 5 plus 2 should equal negative 3. Does that work? Yeah, it works. So that's going to be our answer there. Thank you, Peyton. Appreciate it. I appreciate those of you who worked and helped participating with this too, all right? Good work.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you.
Yeah. Really good. Kim, and I don't know who else helped out. Connor, and whoever. Good work. It's good to see Kim being here the first day, and she's jumping in helping already. That's really good work. All right, I want you to do this one right here. And by the way, this class has a reputation, at least in my mind, of willingness to come out and participate. And that's one reason that when it comes to upload a version of the class, the video for the class, is the video for this class come up a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
A couple weeks ago, I heard Bryce's voice a lot.
You heard Bryce's imitation of Bryce?
Yeah.
That didn't sound, the imitation I don't think was really the imitation, the voice was too high to be actually Bryce's low.
I was going off what he sounded last year. I mean, I think the dude that was doing it.
So who else was imitated besides Bryce?
Oh, yeah, I was calling him. Did you write that video?
Oh, it was Connor? Yeah, Connor.
You're at a wedding.
Oh, were you imitating me then too?
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you were?
He was like, yes, see, I had that voice going on.
So Kim, you're testing your work in your calculator, is that what you're doing? Good, that's good. That's what the calculator's for. Good work. And we're going to be doing more exercises on this tomorrow as well. So that'll be good.
Keep going. Not about that.
I hate you.
Okay, I'm going to spin the wheel here. See what we get. Oh, we're going to get Kim.
Oh, that's tough.
Poor girl, she just comes to class, but she's been checking her work, so she's ready. If there's somebody who's ready, it's Kim. All right, Kim, what do we got? Pardon me? Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Okay, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have removed. I removed Peyton and Kim?
You can
I should have.
You could remove instead, please. So,
Yeah, but here, that's what it is they've already had their opportunity, see?
oh, okay, I see what you mean.
So they're sort of, they've had a chance to be on the hot seat, so now it's, so maybe you'll be picked next, Abigail, who knows? All right, Kim, what do we got?
F of x equals a, wait, hold up. Yeah, a parentheses x minus, put up x minus -2 parentheses squared plus 6.
Plus 6, right? Can we simplify this all here?
1
Now what's this? What's x minus -2?
I don't
It'll be x plus 2.
Oh, yeah.
So all I did was, you told me, right? I just simplified it here is all, okay. Okay, what next, Kim?
1 equals A print. Well, I didn't do that. Equals 4A plus 6.
Let me go ahead and put this in here. I'll put in,
What she said.
so we go ahead, so you got 4A out of this, is that what you got, Kim?
Yeah.
Okay, 4A plus 6. Okay, good. What next?
Subtract 6.
So we get,
Negative 5 equals 4A.
okay, so A is equal to,
Negative 5, 4.
let me see here, make sure that's, so A is negative 5/4, okay? So what do we have? Are we ready to write our solution down here?
Yeah.
Okay.
F of x equals negative 5/4. Parentheses x minus negative 2 and squared and plus 6.
So this is the same as x minus negative 2, right?
Yeah.
So this is going to be, that's going to be our answer here, all right? Thank you, Kim. Any questions on this? Okay, what we're going to do is go to another type of situation here where we're given an axis symmetry plus 2 other points. So this is going to increase the complexity of the task a little bit, and we may not get as much chance for repetition on this type of case today, but we're going to come back to it. Well, here we have axis symmetry, and our axis symmetry is x equals 3, and so that's going to be our value of h. So we have essentially h is equal to 3, and so we have x equals 3 equals h in this case. That's our equation. So now we're going to write f of x equals a, which we don't know yet, and since our axis symmetry is 3, we know h is equal to 3, so we know this is going to be x minus 3 squared plus k. So that's what we have. And then we have 2 other points which are needed for us. So here we're going to put on the left for the point 4, 2. We're going to replace f of x with 2. So we have 2 is equal to a, which we don't know yet, and 4 replaces the x, so we have 4 minus 3 squared plus k. All right? And what's 4 minus 3?
Positive
1. So this is going to simplify to 2 equals 1a, which I'm going to just write as a, plus k. Now with this one equation, 2 equals a plus k, can we solve for either a or k based on this one equation alone? No, we cannot. Okay, Abigail's nodding her head no. And so what do we need? We need another equation, and where do we find that equation?
Putting the 6-1 in there?
In the 6-1. So I'm going to write here below this for 6, 1. We're going to write that as 1 is equal to a and we're going to have 6 minus 3 squared plus k. And what's 6 minus 3 squared?
9.
That's going to be 9. So we have 1 is equal to 9a plus k. And so now do we have enough to solve for this?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Okay, now, when you look at this, how would you solve this system of equations? Any ideas?
Subtract k. So
Okay.
you have 1 minus k equals 9.
Okay, so you could, so Jay's suggesting if we subtract k, we'll have k, that's going to be negative k, right? But then you'd have to switch signs. Let me show you the way that I would do this. Not that you'd have to do it that way, but I just think it's a very economical way to do it. Is I'm going to take this equation here and put it right underneath this one here. So right underneath, I'm going to put 2 equals a plus k. What do you think I'm going to do next? Pardon me? Well, no, because if we add these together, okay, Marcus suggested we add these together. If we add them together, we would get 2k over here. What would be another thing we could do to get rid of that k? Subtract. So let's go ahead and subtract this whole equation below. So I'm going to put a parentheses out here. I'm going to put a minus out here for subtracting. So what's 1 minus 2? Negative 1. And what's 9a minus a?
8.
8a. And so now can we solve for a?
Yes.
Yeah. And so if we divide by 8, we get a is equal to negative 1/8. Okay, so we already know what this part of our equation is going to be, right? Now, have we solved for k yet?
This?
Not yet. But let's go ahead and solve for this. We're going to put 2 is equal to negative 1/8 in the place of a plus, oops, plus k. And so what do we have to do to solve for k now?
Single k.
What do you say?
Isolate k.
Yeah, what do we have to do for that? Add 1/8, right? Now what I'm doing here is I'm going to take this 2, I know 2 is 16/8, right? So if I add 1/8, I'm going to have 16/8 plus 1/8, so that cancels out. So I'm going to get 17/8 is equal to k. And I think if you do that in your calculator, you get something like 2.125, something like that, right? And so now do we have what we need to write the whole equation here? Yeah. So it's going to be f of x is equal to negative 1/8, and we're going to have x minus 3 squared plus 17/8. So this is going to be our answer here, which, again, we're getting into fractions a little bit here. Yeah, it's visible. Okay. Questions on that one? And we're going to come back and work on this more tomorrow. That takes us to pretty much the end of the class period today.
Sorry, can I